You ever make a melody or something that you really like but get stuck trying to turn it into a full track? No? Okay, you must be perfect then, because that happens to me all the time. I might find some cool chords or something, but finishing it is a whole different beast. So today, instead of trying to force a full beat out of my melody like I usually do, I'm gonna drop it into this new tool from Moises called AI Studio. It's kind of like a DAW that has built-in stem generation, but it's context aware, which basically means that it's not just gonna throw random instruments at you, it's actually listening to what you feed it and building around that. It's almost like working with a session musician that kind of just gets it, like they don't need sheet music or anything, they'll just play along to what you play. So we're gonna let it finish my beat and see what happens. Let's get into it. Okay, so here it is, Moises Studio. We're gonna upload this little Rhodes idea I came up with the other day. Here it is. And just a quick note before we get into it, I verified with Moises that all the music they used to train their AI model was fully licensed, so no scummy stuff going on here, and also they don't train on the music that you upload either. But yeah, let's get into it. So over here, as you can see, stem generation. We might want to change the BPM. I know that this is already 93, but they do have like an auto AI detect that you can use. But yeah, over here you have the brand new feature, which is stem generation. So as you can see, they have a bunch of different presets. You can do drums, bass, guitar, other, and in other you have violin, strings, keys, electric piano, stuff like that. And this is like a beta software, so it's probably best to stick with the presets, but you also can go in and write some custom stuff and upload reference audio and stuff like that. So we'll get into that. But first and foremost, let's add some bass to this. We're gonna go with electric standard and just hit generate. It's gonna take a second to generate it. Try not to get on your phone, because then one beat will turn into like several hours. That's actually a pretty good bass line. Some parts are like a little off beat, but I don't know, it kind of gives it the swing I would usually go for. But hypothetically, if I didn't want that, I could mute it. And there's this creative control section right here. You turn that on and you can like determine the strictness of the things that the model does. So for example, conditioning is how strongly to follow the requested conditioning or preset. So I feel like context strictness might help with it being more on beat. Let's turn that up and see if it gets something that's a little more on the tempo. Let's see what happens. I mean, that one is more on beat, but I don't know. I think I like this one more. Yeah, my only concern, which is also kind of a cool feature, is since it is context aware, I guess I'm a little worried that when I add other instruments, they might go off of the bass and be a little offbeat, but let's see what happens. Let's add some guitar. Let's do like a acoustic rhythm. Let's see, acoustic fingering. Let's try that one. So I muted one of those basses, but pretty much every stem you generate, as you can see right here, is using 2 tracks. So every stem that you generate is going to be using whatever tracks are there. It's not just basing it off of the original melody. So it like builds and builds and builds. Let's see how this sounds. See, that does sound solid, but again, it's a little off beat because of the bass, I think. Let's unmute this one. That was a little more on beat. Let's do funk. See how that sounds. Nah, let's do new disco. Let's switch it up. You know what I'm saying? Whoa, that looks like a lot. Let's see. That one's much better, but it's like panning a little bit weird. See if we can get a better one. That's the thing, you never know what you're gonna get from it, so it does take a little bit of elbow grease to really get something that you're like, yeah, this is it. Okay, I like that, but this part is a little plain. So let's say I wanted to just regenerate this little section. I can. Forgot how to do it. Oh yeah, there you go. You just can select it, put that there, and now hit these 3 dots and you can regenerate the selection and customize, like if you want some specific details change or this, or you can do it auto or just generate from that selection. And let's do custom, add more variation. Okay, there we go. Let's see. It didn't change as much as I would like it to, but I do prefer how that sounds, I won't lie. Let's use all 3 of these tracks to generate the lo-fi keys. They kind of just did like similar to the main keys that are already in it. Let's see what's up with this violin though. Very interesting sounding. I kind of rock with it though. I'm really particular with my drums, so I'm very curious to see how this is gonna come out and how usable it's gonna be. I don't know, let's get some percussion or like let's see what this egg shaker's got. Okay. That's actually kind of fire. Let's see. All right, let's try hip hop. Let's do the basic one, but can we customize it? Boom, bap, hip hop, kick, and snare pattern. And let's see what we can get from that. Ooh, that looks thick as hell. It's not what I would want though, but I'm actually inspired by that pattern. Oh, let's try the reference audio. Let's just import like something from one of my drum kits. Add. It's like some bossa nova vibes. I don't even know if it is hip hop. That's actually fire. Another sick thing about Moises is their stem separation. So I could come in if I wanted to like use pieces of these drums. Maybe I want to swap out the kick for my own kick or something, you know, something like that, which is probably what I would do. Right here, separate stems. We can select stems and then we can just do drums individually, bro. So now we got the kick separate. One more thing I want to try with custom. Can I just say flute melody and see what happens? It does. Okay, that's fire. That's actually fire. What about like, oh, sax. This one has sax. Let's say jazzy saxophone melody. It's not a saxophone, but I do kind of like it. All right, so this is what I started with. This is what the AI gave me. And here's what I turned it into after exporting the stems. Pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. It actually came up with some patterns that I probably wouldn't normally lean towards, which led to like a cool sounding beat. And although it can be a little hit or miss with the stuff it generates, but with like some cool experimentation and some elbow grease, you can really get some dope sounding stuff out of it. So if you want to experiment with it yourself, I dropped a link in the description. Try it out for yourself, let me know what you think. I'm curious to see how it works with different styles of music. Shout out to Moises for sponsoring this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.